Babadoa Chi-Chi-Cho, Duel Commander, go, go, go. Duel Commander on the way, Babadoa Chi-Chi-Chay. Like and subscribe, please.
Hello, Babadoa Chi Cho. Welcome to another episode of Duelcast MTG. Today we are playing Fire Lord Azula. This was requested in the comments of a prior video. If there is a commander you want to see on the channel, please just comment it. I'm looking for decks to play all the time, and will play them. Like, I'll just add them to my list of decks to play, and you will eventually see it on the channel. So, today's Fire Lord Azula. This is a card that was really, really hyped out of the last Airbender set, and never really made a huge impact on the format. For the brewing process of this deck, I looked at a couple other lists. There was a cool Grixis Flash list. I know Parole had put together a combo list using Jace and Tainted Pact, because that is a really cool interaction. I'm not doing it, but the way it works is you attack with Azula, Tainted Pact, copy the Tainted Pact, go get Jace, use the copy to empty your library and win. I think it's clunky and fragile, so I'm not doing it, but that is a thing. I am in full ADHD mode. I'll do my best. Okay. What does Fire Lord Azula do? She is 1 in Grixis for a 4/4 with Firebending 2. Firebending is whenever this creature attacks, add red. This mana lasts until the end of combat. So the number after Firebending is how much red mana you add. But the cool part with Azula is whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Azula is a little tricky as a card. It does some incredibly powerful things, but she is essentially a 4-mana do-nothing in the command zone. So you can kind of build the deck however you want, banking on her being late game value or very aggressive. And I tried out a couple different builds. I tried Parole's build, which is like a control combo build that is pretty sweet. I just wasn't digging it on vibes. I also tried the Grixis Flash list, which was, I think, a little closer to what I want to be doing. And I tried a hybrid, which led me to just good old-fashioned Grixis Tempo. But we're playing some spice. The Grixis Flash list had Hullbreacher, Wheel of Fortune, and High Fae Trickster. High Fae Trickster, in particular, is a card I've really wanted to play with for a long time, since it came out in Foundations. But it's just never really fit into anything I want to do. I think it fits in this deck. High Fae Trickster is 3 and a blue for a 4/2 Flash Flyer, and has Vidalcan Orrery text of, you may cast spells as though they had Flash. This card is cool because it's a 4/2 flying beater with Flash that then lets you play the rest of the game with Flash. Then we have Hullbreacher Wheel. Hullbreacher, whenever your opponent draws a card other than in their draw step, they don't draw that card and you make a treasure. Wheel of Fortune, they discard their hand, they don't draw cards, and you get 7 treasures. It's sweet. And then I also wanted Narset Parter Avails. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn, so they get 1 card back off Wheel of Fortune. That's fine. And then for -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Narset combos with Wheel of Fortune and Digs. Also really beats up on blue decks. I love Narset, and I wanted a Planeswalker for this deck because the Grixis Tempo shell that I'm running runs 3 Goyfs, and I want those to be huge. Azula is great with flash threats. When she's attacking and you flash in your creature, you just get a free copy of that creature. Orcish Bowmasters, you should probably be playing in black decks. Snapcaster Mage, you can recur 2 spells. Wan Shi Tong is just so good, and the more I play with this card, the more I like it. It is a little bit of a nombo in that it's legendary, so you don't get the free body. However, when you pay the mana into it, you still get to draw the card off of Wan Shi as part of the ETB. So I tried to back off on legendaries a little bit. I took out the Vendilion Click, even though with the ETB you get that too. It was just feeling a little clunky. Opposition Agent is phenomenal. 99 card singleton. Every deck is searching. Tishana's Tidebinder for our Stifle effect. And Subtlety as free interaction. When you flash these in, just putting 6 power into play, even if you're not using them as interaction, can feel really, really strong. Then we're playing a bunch of bangers. Just awesome creatures. DRC to fill up our graveyard for our 3 Goyfs that I mentioned, Nether Goyf, Barrow-Goyf, and Pyro-Goyf. Get those card types in, get Delirium, start attacking. That works really well with Abhorrent Oculus and Murktide Regent. If we're trying to just go really aggro, fill up the graveyard, and hit with our huge creatures. Because we're going a little more aggro, I'm really excited to try out Moonshadow. Also works incredibly well with the Psychic Frog we're playing. Psychic Frog can discard permanents to make itself huge, and each time you do that, you grow your Moonshadow. I don't know if Moonshadow's actually the best include for this deck, but I really want to play it. So we are. Corey Steelcutter to pour on damage. We've got 2 baubles in the deck for this, and a lot of cheap spells and interaction. So it shouldn't be too difficult to trigger it on our turn and our opponent's turn if it sticks around. Also works really well with flash creatures. Hexing Squelcher. I haven't had a chance to play with this card. I have played against it. And boy, when it works, does it work. It can feel super oppressive, but when it's on your side of the battlefield, it feels amazing. Hexing Squelcher for 1 and a red and a 2/2. This spell can't be countered. Spells you control can't be countered. It has ward pay 2 life, and other creatures you control have ward pay 2 life. Hexing Squelcher against a high interactive deck feels like it can turn off their whole deck or just get them dead super quickly, because if Psychic Frog is a must remove, well, now it has ward pay 2 life. And Hexing Squelcher is going to be a must remove, so it almost feels like it plays a card advantage that way. It has to be removed, but if you have another must remove creature like a Born Oculus or Murktide Regent, well, maybe they can't remove the Squelcher and now they have to pay 2 life to get rid of your other thing. Card's incredible. Katara Waterbending Master to pay out all of our instant speed, interaction, and creatures. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you get an experience counter. Whenever Katara attacks, you may draw a card for each experience counter you have. If you do, discard a card. This creature often feels like attack, draw 3, discard 1, and it's a really nice payoff for what the deck wants to be doing. We also have the Fire Nation occupation for that. I didn't realize last time I tested this card that it also has an ETB, so it's much stronger than I thought it was. It's 2 and a black for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with firebending 1. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you create another one of those tokens. This card can fill up the board and make you extra mana for your Azula attack to almost have a baby storm turn. Really, really good in this deck. Bone Crusher Giant as our burn spell. That also has a creature attached. Burn spells are great in this deck because you attack with Azula, you burn something, and then you basically get double damage when you copy the spell. Barrogoyf, Pyrogoyf, Murktide, mentioned those. I made a section called Azula's Instance, and these are really just cards that draw multiple cards or untap mana to do other stuff. But yeah, we've got Consult the Star Charts, Flame of Anor, Sauron's Ransom to get a lot of card advantage. Oh, and Brain Surge to get a lot of card advantage during combat. We have Snap, bounce 2 things, untap 4 lands. That feels really good. Frantic Search, dig through your deck, untap 6 lands. That feels really good. And Ghost Fire Slice, deal 8 damage. Seems really good. Consult the Star Charts, double dig, and you use the 2 red Azula mana, so you pay 2 blue to get 4 cards. Pretty strong. I also put Sink into Stupor here because bouncing 2 non-land permanents feels also pretty good. Then we've got some Goyf stuff and Corey Steelcutter stuff. Mishra's Bauble and Urza's Bauble. Animate Dead for a second enchantment that is also just phenomenally good in the format. Invasion of Amonkhet is a card I wanted to talk about real quick. I wanted a battle, I just wanted to be able to make a max Goyf. So for 1 and blue-black, when this battle enters, each player mills 3 cards, then each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. So it fills your graveyard for that synergy. They lose a card, you gain a card. But then the really cool part is the flip side of Lazotep Convert. So you may have this enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard, except it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to its other types. What is so sweet about the battle in this deck is if you attack it with Azula and flip it, the other side is cast without paying its mana cost. So this actually happens twice. And in my little bit of testing, when that happens, it feels game ending. And it made me want to put a second battle in, but this just seemed to be the best one. So we're only going with the one, but it is a sweet interaction. Then we just have generic good cards. These are mostly instants. I'm not going to go through each one. It's counterspells, removals, and cantrips. Feel free to look through these more closely. It's a lot of flex slots. The 2 cards probably worth mentioning are Mental Note and Thought Scour. Instant speed cantrip that fills your graveyard up for your Oculus, your Murktide, and your Goyfs. Also triggers Moonshadow. They're good includes in this deck. I'm not playing a ton of sorceries. It's just Demonic Tutor, Toxic Deluge, and the Wheel of Fortune. I think it's probably less powerful to not play all your Thoughtseize effects, Ponder, Preordain, and Expressive Iteration, but it's the choice I made to kind of prioritize synergy over just having generic good cards. We are Landlight at 35 plus the Sink into Stupor, so 36, but because we're playing a tempo game that wants to get our opponent dead, it's just a choice. We've got Arena of Glory, Gemstone Caverns, Otawara, and that's really it for our tech land. So this is Fire Lord Azule, straight up Grixis Tempo. I'm excited. I think this deck has high potential to just get our opponents dead on good draws. And I think that sometimes really good draws means we win without ever casting Fire Lord Azule. But I want to see how she pans out. And am looking forward to this league. So with all of that said, all that rambling done, let's go duel.
Let's duel. Oh.
Okay. Round 1 on the draw against Atraxa Grand Unifier with the cool Final Fantasy Sephiroth art. I'm going to mulligan. I think I want to see a threat in this opening hand. So, playing a deck that was built on vibes will keep hands based on vibes. Wheel. All right, keeping it. It's got a wheel. Put back the basic mountain. Let's see. Hand's not good, but we got Wheel of Fortune. They're fetching and surveilling off an Undercity Sewers. Hand's bad. We got a Brainstorm. It'll be fine. Right after I said I want a threat, I kept like just a weird, stinky hand. Surveil or play this tapped land and then brainstorm shuffle. I think we'll go tapped land and then brainstorm shuffle. Probably shuffle away the wheel. Unless we just find Hole Breacher. We'll just find Hole Breacher. We'll find Hole Breacher. They won't have any interaction. And then we'll just Hole Breach wheel. Let's brainstorm. Sure. So now there's no real point in surveilling. Unless I just want to surveil to get the tapped land out of the way and just keep brainstorm on top. I will do that. We'll just try that again. I don't think I'm going to be under any sort of immediate pressure. And then we have the Force of Negation for a Dream Halls. I just want to Hole Breach wheel you so badly. You have no idea, opponent. No idea how badly I want this. If we do get to Hole Breach wheel or Narset wheel, I will just be so happy. I'll consider the whole league a success. We can 0-5 if we get to Hole Breach wheel. They play a Scalding Tarn and pass. I would like to brainstorm, please. And it works this time. We found, Cutter. I'm sorry, Wheel, and I'm sorry, Ghostfire Slice. Play our fetch land, Sago. We can actually just play this Cutter. Underground Sea, and I'll invest in the Cutter with, like, if it gets countered, it gets countered. It looks like that is what's happening. No, Cutter resolved. Hey, they removing it? They are going Tainted Pact. We have Force of Negation for something spooky. They are shredding through their deck. I'm just watching what they exile. It looks like they're the pretty standard hard control deck. Oh, they have a Thought Lash, though. Maybe not. Maybe this is combo. The, like, Academy Rector Flash Omniscience deck. So this Force of Negation, if they don't have backup or something, might just be a huge blowout. They exiled their Dream Halls. What are they looking for? They put Arcane Signet into their hand. That's really interesting to me. And I will Force of Negation Jace Wielder. Pitching Snap. You have days. No. Okay. They just scooped it up from that. That was a very strange one. They are some sort of combo build. 3-man Bauble Goyfs. Mental Note. I'll keep this for sure. These are the kind of vibes we're looking for. They Surveil and Enlightened Tutor to the graveyard. I have to think we're not great against combo without all the Thoughtseizes and stuff, but, you know, it always depends on how your hand lines up. Goyf. Mental Misstep? Mental Misstep. Okay. I can't respond to that, so I won't. And I will Bauble you. Shorikai on top. That's 4 mana. We've got time to play against that. And we drew a Force Spike, which could be fine. They will Inquisition me. I think that probably takes Goyf. It's like the only thing in my hand that really, really matters. Maybe they take Remand. They can just play around Force Spike forever. They took the Force Spike. Why did you take Force Spike? I'm sure they have a good reason. They know their hand better than we do. Galvanic Discharge is kind of just a huge bummer. And I'm going to opt before I Mental Note. Oh, they missed their land drop. I guess that's a good enough reason to take the Force Spike. You countering an opt here? They're countering an opt. Sure. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Mental Note. And we hit the land for the Barrogoyf. Nice. Toxic Deluge is not even remotely what we're looking for, but that's all right. We will cast a 3-mana 5/6 Lifelink Death Touch. Doesn't die to Dismember. That's great. And then if we untap with this situation, we just hold up Remand until we have to, but I can't imagine this Goyf living. Demonic Tutor. That might just be a land. Couldn't blame them. I've done it plenty of times. Yeah, it was a Hedge Maze, I think. Or they had that land already and it's a Dream Halls. Goyf, get in there, and then we'll just hold up this Remand. I would like to use the ability. Picking up Orcish Bowmaster seems really good. And we will get that in there now. I only need 2 mana up for next turn anyway, so getting this Bowmaster... Now they have 2 things they really have to deal with, I think. A Supreme Verdict would be a bummer. Did you get a Supreme Verdict? That would be a bit of a blowout. Their own Bowmaster. Sure. I'm going to discharge that. Orcish Bowmaster in no way, shape, or form beats us right now. I fetch, and they Leyline Bind. Okay. That's a bummer. I will not lie. Because why would I lie? Alright, so it's kind of a stinker. But couldn't really play around that there. So now, do I think they Demonic Tutored for Dream Halls? I think it's fine to just find out. They have 2 cards in hand. This is obviously a calculated risk. I'm not going to just like offer them the trade here for no reason. Did you DT Dream Halls? We can still theoretically beat. They have Shorekai in hand, right? We saw that off the bauble this game? Or was that last game? Yeah. So they do still have Shorekai. Okay. Would love to draw one of those good Azula spells right now. Like Ghost Fire Slice would be awesome. Squelcher is still really good, actually. Let's cast that. And now I'll attack with the token. No real reason not to. But right here, we're seeing one of the weaknesses of Azula. Like, if you don't have a payoff card in hand, she's just a 4/4 beater, which is still not bad. It's just not good. Squelcher, I think, is kind of cracked here. But now if we do draw Ghost Fire Slice and get to attack with Azula, we just have a burn kill. Activating Shorekai. Snapcaster Mage also maybe gets it done. We have a lot of very good draws here. Their token is not attacking. Well, it can't. It has Summy Tummy. Counterspell is good. I will attack for 6. Firebending does nothing. They block Azula. Probably smart. But with both Remand and Counterspell and our spells uncounterable, doesn't feel super losable. A Cosmic Rebirth? It is. I'm going to bounce that to their hand, and we draw a Bauble, which was not one of our good draws. I think we just counter their next spell, see if they just go for that again. Shorekai first. Makes sense. They do have 6 cards in hand. If we Toxic Deluge both Bowmaster bodies away and kill their token, we get to attack for 4, and then anything that targets one of these dies. So I'll let them Cosmic Rebirth Bowmaster if they want to. We are definitely not good at removing enchantments. I don't know if there's really anything in here that does it. They pitched a Spell Snare. Oh, but Cosmic Rebirth also gains them life. So I imagine they'll go for that at instant speed. I kind of have to counter it. I'm going to cast this Moonshadow because they can chump block for a long time here. We'll crack this Bauble right away. And it shows us the Cosmic Rebirth we already knew of. Attack with both. Firebend, doesn't matter. Counter their Rebirth. Same targets. Yeah, the Shorekai tokens are coming in kind of clutch here, keeping them alive. Hopefully we just draw something that kills them. Ghost Fire Slice off the Urza's Bauble would be pretty cool. And the single Shorekai token cannot block Moonshadow. Menace is tight. Sure. Let's look at a thing. But I think we'll just F6 through this turn. Shorekai again. Discarded a Dark Slick Shores. I can't imagine them really wanting a tapped land. Preordain. They are still digging. It's nice that they can just never target our stuff at such low life. They might have to. Kaya's Guile? White, black, 1. Might be Kaya's Guile, which would be very good here. Yeah, gain 4 life. We'll sack the Moonshadow. It triggers itself, which I always find funny. I mean, Ghost Fire Slice still kills them. Ghost Fire Slice? That's Ghost Fire Slice. Do not tap your red mana, sir. Firebend. I'll let them go to blocks. Just make sure there's nothing fishy. Combat damage. And Ghost Fire Slice your face. Oh, I didn't have to tap the red. We had floating mana. Dumb. Yay, we won a match. Hey, some of you may know that I'm an author. This is my first novel that came out in 2018 from Lanternfish Press out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Vampire Gideon Suicide Hotline and Halfway House for Orphan Girls. This is a dark comedy about mental health in which a vampire runs a suicide hotline. People call and say how hard life is. His response is that being dead isn't really great. This book comes with heavy trigger warnings. Please find them online. But if you're liking the content, you may like it. There's a link in the description. Thanks so much. Okay, round 2 on the draw against Elminster. With a hand I think I would keep with a black source, but not with just a red. So we'll mulligan. This is a lot of lands. I'm fine trying this. We'll put back the Volcanic Island because it's more fetchable. And I'll plan on going Arid Mesa, Thundering Falls. Pretty slow hand, but also a slow matchup. And I really don't want to go to 5. The Magic Online meta is such a control meta right now. I think it's fine to good to be playing a kind of aggro tempo deck, but you need to see the aggro tempo cards. All right, let's get a Thundering Falls. Let's see something good here. I do not want more lands at the moment. I'll always take a Demonic Tutor. What's our best card against them? I mean, Hull Breacher's really good against them. This maybe just eats a Mana Tithe or a Force Spike, but then that's a card they don't have in their hand. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Hull Breacher here. I really want a Hull Breach Wheel. Like, Narset might just be better because it doesn't die to Wraths or anything, but I really want a Hull Breach Wheel. Like, you would not believe. All right, let's get this Spire Bluff Canal in before it's a tapped land, and we'll say go. God, I would love to snipe a Brain Surge. Go for a Brain Surge. Tap out for a Brain Surge. Dang it. Dang it to heck. All right, now they're paying life for their lands now. We were not really able to successfully pressure. I will mental note. Shipwreck Marsh. What did we mill over? Remand and Wash Away. Both cards I wouldn't not have minded seeing. Ottawa is cool. And we'll just say go. I think Elminster is very good in the current meta as well. Just not relying on creatures in this format when generally every deck has a creature in the command zone is really, really cool. I think that's what will keep Aminatou and Elminster around as commanders for a very long time. They're not paying life. I'm not going to rip a Hull Breacher into all this open mana. I will Brain Surge, though. I don't think they'll want to get aggressive here, but they might. They have 6 cards in hand. Patience is hard sometimes. Seagate Restoration is a card you can play in Elminster that's really cool because of the discount you get on spells. Let's put back... I like the Ottawara and I like the Sink into Stupor. I don't like Requiting Hex or Galvanic Discharge, but I guess Discharge hits Elminster if we can get his life total low. All right, they're just going to say go here. Fetch land, DRC, and we'll say go. A sad 1/1 DRC, but still a DRC. That's still a creature in play. Brain Surge. Can we do it? Can we do it, fam? I don't know why I fetched first. I just got excited. Come on. Resolve. 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 Please. Hull Breacher! Tight. Hull Breacher. Hull Breacher. I like Oppo. There's Hull Breacher again. Stern Scolding's kind of a dud, but Subtlety's good. I'll keep. What aggressive creature could they have that I care about this Stern Scolding? We drew a fetch land, so now it doesn't matter, but that was awesome. Hull Breacher, baby. I think Oppo is less good in this matchup than Hull Breacher. Just 2-color deck doesn't fetch as much. I don't really know if they tutor often. They'll have some fetch lands. You animal! I love you. They stifled our fetch. I love them. A kindred spirit. Fetch land, say go. Our opponent didn't respond to my good luck, have fun, but I had to message them that I love them for stifling the fetch. I just had to do it. Snap is not what we're looking for. Moonshadow is, kind of. Go Underground Sea, Moonshadow, pass. I'll Spell Snare a counter here. Okay, didn't happen. So this is where Moonshadow will get to kind of stress test Moonshadow, because I have no idea if it's going to be good in a situation where we can't realistically trigger it a bunch. Which, Subtlety triggers it. That's not nothing. Sauron's Ransom's cool. Go to combat. It's funny because if we hadn't drawn a land there, that Tail's End would feel pretty devastating. Go for the Brain Surge again. God, I want it. God, I want it. Damn it. Alright, they found their land, because they did miss a land drop. Sauron's Ransom here. I guess I could have flashed in Oppo, but that makes less sense to me. I feel like I always pick wrong off the Sauron's Ransom piles. Like, opponents are better at making piles than I am at picking them. I don't want Opt or Cling to Dust, or do I want both? They could be anything. I'll choose pile 2. Let's see if they got me again. Fetch lands. Alright, honestly, I think that's fine. Cling to Dust is still good in the graveyard. These trigger Moonshadow. Plus, in this kind of matchup, I like just hitting land drops, so... Do I need 4 mana for any reasons? Hardcast Subtlety. Alright, we've got a 2/2. Brain Surge again, please. I want this I want this in life. Dang it. Oh, they missed another land drop. So now Moonshadow can become a 3/3. It'll be a 4/4. And I still want an untapped land so we can have Subtlety and Spell Snare up. Just bad lands this time. Go to combat, bash for 3, and just hold up our hand full of interaction and flash creatures. So now if nothing happens, I'll flash in Oppo at end step just to apply some more pressure. Brain Surge. Wandering Emperor. I don't really want to play against that. I think we just use Counterspell here. So now we have Pitch Cast Subtlety, Pitch the Stern Scolding as by far our worst card here on Thin Ice. That has to resolve. I can do nothing about it. And so now we'll cast Oppo. If this doesn't resolve, hopefully it clears the way for Azula. Stern Scolding. You got it. Starting to work through that interaction. Galvanic Discharge is not it. Cast Azuzu, and I will Spell Snare something. Replicated Lose Focus. So I can't pay plus Spell Snare. That'll have to happen. They're down to 3 cards in hand. Like I said, our deck just doesn't really get rid of enchantments, so that Moonshadow is probably just gone. Maybe they'll Wrath of the Skies their own on Thin Ice. Pitch Cast a Subtlety here. And let's see what they do with this Elminster. If they leave it on top, we don't cast Azula because we want to Hull Breach the Elminster. If they put it to Command Zone, then we do cast Azula. They put it to Command Zone, so I will be casting Azula here. But this next turn is why I really don't enjoy having a 4-mana commander without an ETB. I do not want Prismatic Vista here. Ooh, High Fate Trickster. How do we feel about High Fate Trickster? I feel fine about it once Azula's attacking, I think. Because then we can potentially cast it for 2 mana and put 8 power into play. I can just F6 through this turn, but yeah, I can just F6 through this turn. What am I bluffing here? I already used the Subtlety. I guess Force of Negation, but whatever. They marched Azula. Sure. Our turn, we play our land, and we pass. Now we have High Fate Trickster and Hull Breacher on their turn. I think they kind of have to counter the Trickster because it's just so much pressure. That resolved, which means I'm not going to rip Hull Breacher. Go to combat, back you for 4. We still have Cling to Dust, too, to draw some cards, which I totally forgot about until right now. All right, let's pass. They have 5 cards, we have 4. We have pressure, they don't. Feels pretty good. Let's Brain Surge here. I would have loved to Brain Surge on an Azula attack. Draw 6 cards, put back 2. Well, look at 4, put back 2. Look at 4, put back 2. So you look at 6 cards and keep 4 of them. Archmage's Charm. Is that just fine? I think that's just fine. I couldn't do anything about it anyway, but just thinking in terms of like, what does this really do here? They are at 6. So I think at their end step, almost no matter what, we jam Hull Breacher and put a lethal attack on board. Okay, they found a land. Supreme Verdict. Sure. Can't do anything about it anyway. Now here's... Oh, let's go to end step. They can't like oust it or something. Here's a Hull Breacher, and we have the Spell Snare to back it up. All right, that resolved. Tight. Oh, the Squelch. Let's Squelch them. Can't counter it. It's in. Tight. Squelcher, baby. I think Squelcher, especially in the current meta on Magic Online, might just be a must-play red card. Wrath here would be pretty annoying, but hopefully it's Wrath of the Skies. Elminster doesn't currently draw cards, but it does give cost reduction. Farewell. Okay. Yeah, again, can't do anything about it. That's a bummer. I guess I didn't have to cast the Squelcher there. Elminster gets to play a lot of Wraths. Oh, GG? Best draw we could have had. How much mana do you cost? 8? 8. Hey! Fire Lord Azula, 2-0. It does... Control matchups feel pretty good, and also both of our opponents stumbled, so... Whatever. This is my latest book, My Therapist Says This Grief Journal is a Good Idea, that was released in March of 2025 by Lanternfish Press. This is a dark comedy about family trauma that explores how important dogs are to the healing process. It is the literal grief journal of a man in his mid-20s whose father had tragically passed away, Learning to Grieve. It also comes with trigger warnings, but please consider checking it out. Link in the description below. Thanks. Match 3, we are on the play against 5-color Terra. With a hand I'm definitely keeping. I really want to test Katara. This is a card that I thought looked super cool when it was printed, and it seems to be a good fit in this deck. I don't know if it's actually good in the 99 of this format, but like I said, I'm really interested in finding out. Dark Slick Shores and pass. Already a little spew, took myself off the Surveil, but hopefully they just try to cast a 1-drop and we force spike and everything feels fine. All right, no 1-drop. They play a Taiga and pass the turn. Ooh, Cutter. I can't trigger it right away anyway, so I'm going to get an Underground Sea and cast Katara. Yeah, she dies to everything. Oh well, we won't get to test her yet. They fetch off of a Polluted Delta. I'm tapped out of Force Spike now, but I think that was probably fine. I think you just want to invest Katara early. Maybe not. Maybe you don't cast her until you can protect her. Couldn't have protected her from the Lightning Bolt anyway. Fear of Missing Out is a good card. So depending on what we draw, we probably just cast Cutter and hold up Force Spike. They pitched a Pyrogoyf. That's pretty good to reanimate. 5-color good stuff is good. Volcanic Island, I still want to do... We drew Counterspell. I still want to go Cutter, hold up Force Spike. Me thinks they want to cast Terra here, so I think this is a fine risk. Like a Necromancy, we can Force Spike. The Force Spike should be live, is what I'm trying to say. It is. Cool. Oh, God, that's a way better card than Terra. Tefarino. No, thank you. That FOMO is pressure, and it's attacking twice. See what we draw. Because I'm thinking Frantic Search plus Brain Surge might be fine. I'll Frantic Search. If we find a land, we cast Azula, trigger Cutter. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Well, that stinks. I mean, Demonic Tutor's awesome. I'm going to Demonic Tutor for a land. Actually, I'll just dismember the FOMO. Discard Brain Surge, Remand. Untap these lands. Dismember, FOMO, trigger Cutter, and hold up Counterspell rather than Demonic Tutoring right away. Good old-fashioned tempo gaming. You love to see it. All right. I had a Douthie Voidwalker in this list for these kinds of matchups, and I'm wondering if it was wrong to take it out. I don't want to play against Fable either. Card is also quite good. Then do we just Demonic Tutor for another Counterspell? Counterspell plus Cutter is kind of a nombo. I'm going to Demonic Tutor. I know that. I should have left the red open. I could have just grabbed Lightning Bolt. I could also get Oculus for next turn. Oculus seems really good. I can't cast a Murktide this turn. I don't want to pitch them to Subtlety. I'm going to get a land. Yeah, I'm just going to grab our Command Tower, play it, and attack. This is the problem being so land light with a 4-drop commander. They're at 13. They have 3 cards in hand. We have Subtlety. I think this was still fine. With a Lightning Bolt, they'd be at 8. I don't know. I'll just F6 here. F6 value, baby! Terra resolves. Thoughtseize, Chaos Defiler, Path of Ancestry, Territorial Kavu, Phelia. That's a brick for bringing things back to their hand. Discharge is cool here. I'm just going to discharge Phelia. Or discharge Terra. I just want to keep pushing damage. And they are pushing my token. Lame. Yeah, that works. Alright, well, pass turn. This Subtlety stinks without lands. Without lands or blue cards. We don't have either. Get my F6 value. You can recast Terra. What did they cast? Necromancy on Chaos Defiler. Yeah, that card's good. That'll get rid of the Cutter. Annoying. Quite annoying. Well, we finally found our frickin' land. And I think we just have to take the 5 from Chaos Defiler. Oh, are we dead? Evasive action. Oof. I won't concede yet, but I think this game is over. They're hellbent. We have Subtlety. Subtlety doesn't really do anything. Terra can draw a card. Yep. Brick. Oh, they found Parallax Wave. We're done. We're done here. GG. Okay, Misstep, Bolt. Snapcaster Goyf. Keep. Have lands to play the game. Me gusta having lands to play the game, so we don't have to demonic tutor for a command tower. Which I don't think it was wrong. Being stuck on 3 lands with a bunch of 4-drops in the deck. Kind of rolling the dice being this land light. Arid Mesa, Sago. I do want to see a 4th land this game. They go tapped land and pass. Crack our Mesa for a Thundering Falls. The falls, they thunder. Hopefully we don't blunder. Oculus, I'm taking it. I don't care if it's far away, we're taking it. Just snapping off this card we can't cast. Emperor of Bones. I'm just going to bolt that. I don't want it to take the card from our graveyard. Bone Crusher Giant's cool. I like that card. Rather see a land, but I do like that card. Oh, they missed their land drop. Been their opponent. Go to end step, and I'm going to snap bolt them. Oculus is getting farther and farther away. Goyf is getting worse, but our job is to deal 20 damage, and that's what I'm here to do. And then I'm going to cast Azula and pass. They also need to find a red source to cast Terra. It's not just like any land casts Terra. I think I just... Oh, yeah, Vault. Yeah. All right. Pass turn. Feels like the... I don't know their hand, but it feels like the tables have turned a little bit with the land situation. Dismembering Azula. You got it. That costs you more life. Maybe I should have left her in command zone. Or in a graveyard to exile her. Demonic Tutor. Are you getting a land too? That's what I had to do. I get it if it's what you're doing. I'm going to cast a Goyf on their turn. Or if I find a land, maybe I just Bone Crusher. Like Stomp plus Bone Crusher. I think I like that. We're going full aggro. Yeah, I like this. Goyf kills Terra. We can try to get in for more damage. They're already at 9. Hopefully Terra doesn't just... Like, they kept a 2-lander, so it might just be Terra mills over some huge idiot and we die, but I'm willing to roll these dice. So let's let Bone Crusher do his damage and misstep your plow. They are dead on board without knowing it because of this 4/5 jerk. All right, here's Terra. Is there any way... Oh, maybe they just grow the Goyf. Yeah, they grew the Goyf tight. Necromancy. Okay, cool. Thank you for growing our Goyf. I appreciate you. End step. Our turn. Go to combat. Tidebinder's irrelevant here, though I do like it in the matchup for hitting like an Animate Dead or Necromancy trigger. They go to 5. We go to second main and cast a Pyrogoyf and shoot them in the face. Okay. That last game is very much how I hoped this deck would play, of just some threats, some burn, some interaction, and kill them. I'll keep this hand. We have 4 lands to play the game, 2 things that immediately go into the graveyard, a fetch land, so 3 for Oculus. I'm going to misstep their probe. I don't want them to know what we have. Put them down a card when they mull to 6. Cycling Oliphant. That is a big creature, and they got a Badlands. Badlands casts Animate Dead. But Oliphant does die to Dismember. Did not want to see another land. I will take an opposition agent. They have to fetch to have mana. Curse of Silence. Sure. It's a shame we weren't on the play. This Oppo would be rusher if we could snipe an early fetch land. But they're just doing it now anyway. And they surveil off a lush portico. The portico is lush. The portico is plush. The portico is comfortable. Mush, mush. Really, my songs are getting worse by the second. They did keep the card from the lush portico. Worth it noting. I'll go Polluted Delta pass. All right, there's the bad land. Red, green, and 1. Here's Terra. Brick, 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 brick. You know you wanna brick, 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 brick. Windswept Heath, Abrupt Decay, Trop, Scalding Tarn, and Stomping Grounds. They bricked. Huzzah. I'm going to dismember Terra in end step. Azula costs 2 more to cast because of the Curse of Silence. Luckily, she's not the biggest part of our game plan, which feels strange in a commander format when your commander's like, well, if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Get Underground Sea. Go black. Black. Dismember Terra. Oh my god. Magic Online. Alright, she is gone for the moment. I think their deck does a lot of searching. They have like Survival of the Fittest and stuff. So Starting Town or Spire Bluff Canal are tapped lands. I'd rather just play the Starting Town and pass. They have 3 cards in hand. We know Oliphant is in the graveyard. We used our Dismember. Bloodstained Mire is a fetch land. Dang it. Dang it. That card's so good for everything I have. I'm going to flash in the Oppo. Make them fetch now. They'll bounce it to draw a card, but... Oh, they didn't fetch in response. Oh, right, they don't have to. They just bounce it. Dang it. Stefarino, so good. Card is so good. Yeah, it stinks not having pressure, like early pressure. They cast a Deathrite Shaman. That's good against us. Like, we do need our graveyard pretty heavily. And it blocks to protect Teferi. That's 4 cards to graveyard. Sadly, not 6. Past Oppo, and pass the turn. Dumb Teferi, so good. Alright, so now their sorceries are instants. Deathrite will eat our Polluted Delta. They can cast Terra. And we have 1 card less in the graveyard, which again is a big deal. Moloch, that's more annoying. And Oppo gets exiled, so it doesn't feed Oculus. Starting to feel pretty cooked here. Drawing a lot of lands. I guess Toxic Deluge wouldn't be bad here. I do not want more lands. Thank you, Surveil Land. You're the best. Psychic Frog would let us cast Oculus. That's not it. We'll go tapped land, pass. I think we're cooked. Because Teferi will be back at... Yeah, Teferi will be back at bounce counters, and then they bounce to Oculus. We can never recast it. Just drew too many lands. Here's Terra again. Moloch's a 5/5, so we get... If they just activate Deathrite, we're at 7. Then we're dead next turn. Wild Growth is, I guess, what they found off Terra. I didn't even look at the Terra mills. We're at 9. So Toxic Deluge would actually be sick here. Didn't get it. Got another land. Come on. Come on, deck. They can draw a card off of Curse if they want, because I don't have anything better to do than cast Azula, so that's what we're doing. Curse of Silence was like kind of big game this game, and Azula has to block. I'll leave her in the graveyard and try to maybe get to Oculus. I don't know. Oh no, they just bounce her and we die. Yeah, they just bounce Azula and we're dead. I'll let them do it. Yeah, that Teferi really crushed us. Oh, they're just plussing. Okay, well, it didn't matter. GG, opponent. The undefeated run comes to a close. 2-1, GG. I forgot to hit record on the last match. Round 4, we were on the draw against Phelia. Got absolutely run over. I countered Phelia twice, and they just had all the value creatures. Got the Monarch. I could never get it back. They removed our early threats and just got absolutely crushed. Game 2 was a little more competitive. I stuck a Dragon's Rage Channeler and got a Delirium, and then they stabilized at like 5 life or something. Azula got mana tithed, and I was stuck on 3 lands for most of the game, so by the time I was able to cast her, we were already behind, and when she got mana tithed, it was just GG's. So Phelia felt like a horrific matchup, and we lost both games pretty quickly. All right, 5th and final round. We are on the play against Tasigur. Hopefully this is more of a control list than a combo list. I would love to have red mana for this Squelcher, but this hand is too good to complain about too much. I'll keep it, and I will go basic island and pass. Hopefully we just draw a red source on this next turn and get to Squelch. That would be really cool. They ponder. They are allowed. All right, they ponder and pass. I didn't even look to see if they shuffled. Distracted as all heck. Well, I forgot to record the last freaking match. Not that it was particularly exciting or competitive. We got smashed by Phelia. Oh, I wish I could stifle this fetch. I would Tails in your fetch. I would Stone Rain you so fast. Make your head spin. Let's cast this Fire Nash Occupation. Play it into their counter spell. Stern Scolding is such a dud in this matchup. That's definitely a pitch to subtlety card. Miscalc, you got it. Need to draw a red source. I think this Hexing Squelcher is just like probably insane in this matchup with counterspell backup. A3 mana for your Tasigur. Oh my gosh, awesome. I love that. Tasigur does straight up brick Azula, which is annoying because she has to attack. Red source off the top. Red source. Oh, you stupid deck. I hate you. Oh well, we'll Sauron's Ransom at their end step if we don't have to memory lapse something. I will say though, the vibes of this deck are so sweet. Just gotta draw lands. They're pretty essential to playing Magic cards. They stubby D, my Saurons are. Yeah. I can't pay. You see I can't pay. Red source. Hey, we did it. Are you a tapped red source? You stupid deck. I hate you. It's fine. I asked for a red source and it did deliver, so. I'm in full on just I'm a brat mode now. After the last 2 matches just getting smashed. They consider. They took the card. Now they're fetching. So they kept... Oh, no, they drew the card. That's right. I was like, they kept the card on top and then shuffled. But that's not how consider works. So that's not what happened. All right, your turn. Gonna jam this Hexing Squelch next turn. Memory lapse your Tasigur faster than you can say memory lapse my Tasigur. No. You can draw your Cosmogoyf, but I don't want you to just have it here. Make you fight over it at least. All right, so they have Cosmogoyf on top. Don't really want to play against Cosmogoyf, but High Fate, Trickster, and Abhorrent Oculus fly over it. So that's pretty neat, eventually. Kind of far off from this Oculus still. Welch. Ah! You're the Squelcher of the Hexing Boy. Bum bum. Kind of have to kill it. Yeah. That's alright. Way to hit him, Squelch. And you feed the Oculus. And the Oculus is basically our whole game plan right now. Cosmogoyf, so good. It is only a 3/4 though. Consider lets us cast Oculus. So I will. Consider, that is. I'm just going to pass so I can flash in the High Fate Trickster. I'll trade it for the Goyf if they don't Tasigur first. Either way, I think I'll use it to chump block. And if they counter it, it just is one less thing that can stop the Oculus. They have 3 cards in hand. Oh, it resolved. But then it dies. Gotcha. Dismember. Goodbye, Trickster. We are ahead on life. They do have a billion untapped mana. And Wilderness Reclamation. Card so good. Untaps all their lands at end step. So this is just the straight up control build. Remand's cool. That lets me protect this Oculus. Trickster can go. I think all of this stuff goes except for Memory Lapse, just for snapcasting. Well, do I remand that to my hand just so I don't have to draw it? Do I remand their Memory Lapse? Forgot they had a billion mana. I'll just put this back in my hand to draw a card. Seems fine. They're Hellbent. Mana Leak is maybe good later. If there is a later. Tasigur gets to exile 7 cards, so this is 10. We go to 5. I don't know, we might just be cooked. For the way I want to play this deck, it probably needs more threats. Because Azula is so slow. So I think we probably need more threats. Oko. Well, I can never beat that. Rude. Oh no, you're only 8. That's right. Yeah, you got it. Oh, Tainted Pact. Man. I want a Hull Breach Wheel. Why won't anyone let me Hull Breach Wheel? I don't even know what I'm getting here. They're activating Tasigur. You got it. You can have the Consult the Star Charts that doesn't counter my spell. It does look a million deep, but doesn't counter my spell. Arena of Glory. No. Volcanic Islet. No. Otawara. No. Fatal Push. Yeah? I mean, Oko's the problem. They're all problems. I'm dead like a million different ways. No. I don't even think I have anything here. Maybe I should have taken an Arena of Glory. No. Arrowgoyf? No, they just Oko it. Cutter? Tidebinder. I don't have anything here. I'm gonna keep looking. Can't stop me. I want Hull Breacher plus Wheel. Animate Dead stinks. Fire Slice stinks. Why am I even looking? We're dead. Alright, we're dead. I don't feel like it. GG. Can't be what you got going on. We're just like, we're dead a million ways. All they have to do is animate their food and we're dead. Alright, we've got Hull Breacher Wheel. I'm keeping. Tainted Pact my entire deck away for this Wheel of Fortune. Draw myself to death for this Wheel of Fortune. I will keep the fetch land. I make decisions not to win the game, but to have fun. And honestly, in Magic the Gathering, if you're not playing for high stakes, which we're not, I recommend you do the same. Magic is so fun when you let it be fun. And it's so unfun otherwise. All right, I'll be patient for the Hull Breacher line. Do I have a Tail's End? I don't. Man, I wanted a Stone Rain. I live for the stone rains. I love for the stone rains. I'd do anything for a stone. I will surveil off an Undercity sewer. No response. Down in the lock. Actually, like, hit or miss here. I don't think I want it. Don't think I want it. Yeah, I can surveil here. We have a few turns until I try to hull breach them. Discharge stinks. I don't want it. Pass the turn. You may consider. I have to, like, try to catch them sleeping for this hull breacher thing to work. I don't know that we'll get the chance, but I really want to... Ooh. Well, I guess I want Psychic Frog more, huh? That's generally the case for me. I love me a Psychic Frog. Here's a frog. Okay, I would have fought over it for sure. I'm not gonna pitch my hand or like to stop it from getting dismembered. Go for the throat. That I will counter. Oh well, I would have countered a dismember too. But I would like to protect this frog that is a 1-card engine. Oh. Well, this gets 2 pieces of interaction out of their hand for us to maybe breach them. You got it. They do still have just 5 cards in hand. Alright. Use this turn while I'm tapped out to tap out. I guess actually it doesn't super matter. We do have Terminate Tasigur and then like Tainted Pact at end step. If I draw a land, I can go for Hull Breacher Wheel on the same turn. You've got yourself a Tassadaddy, and I will go to terminate him in their upkeep. Sorry, Katara. I'm not looking for you right now. I have bigger things on the mind. A Cycle Lorien revealed. I have bigger plans than you, Katara, my dear. I would like to terminate your Tasigur if possible. That worked. Great. Jace. Sure. I'm going to try to hull breach it. Please don't have anything. Please don't have anything. No, I said don't have anything. I said don't. You butt. Dang it. I wanted to breach him. I wanted to breach him so bad. Bauble stinks. What do I have that deals with Jace? I don't even know. I'm just going to cast Azula. Cast our 4-mana do nothing. I shouldn't be so mean to her. I guess I could have cast Katara and then Tainted Pact on their turn, triggered her. Katara is also a card I would definitely cut now. They have a land in their hand. We know about it now. Although I would like to Tainted Pact twice. If we can get an attack, we can get Ghostfire Slice and Lightning Bolt and just deal them 14. But, you know, we need to be able to attack. And I think the odds of her living are not high. Although Spell Snare can maybe do something. Nope, it's just Tasigur. We can Spell Snare a Tainted Pact. Alright, I'm going to go for it. I don't think there's any reason not to. Why do you have so much removal? Not that I'm actually wondering, it's just so much. Oh, I could have Stern Scolded that. Whatever. I will attack your life points. I will Pact Taintedly. Do I have enough mana? Yes, I do. Flame of Anor is not it. Yeah, I just want to try to kill him. Well, there's this stupid wheel. Never get to have any fun. Hope I don't get blown out for spell snaring instead of Stern Scolding. But if that happens, it happens. May I have my lightning bolt, please? I guess bone. No, it has to be lightning bolt. Ghost fire. Bowmaster's also. My dog is barking. Well, she's not barking. She's whining. I feel bad for her. Ooh, that's the one I wanted. Bolt your smelly face. Slice your smelly face. We lose to any and all interaction here? Did we do it? No. Lame. Sad. They're at 3. Azula dies. We're sad. But we got to try. We got to try the thing. Exiled a huge portion of our library. They activate Jace. Yeah, they've had it at every turn of this game, which is fine. That happens. We get bashed for 4. And, oh, a frog of their own. So rude. So rude while this Stern Scolding's tapped out. Stinking to stupid. Cast Katara. Oh, it worked. Huzzah. Huzzah, ladies and gents. Huzzah. Our spell resolved. Activating Tasigur. I'll give them this damnation. Is that dumb? No, I'll give them the days. That's dumber. Yeah, you can have damnation back. Like, kind of stops us from winning, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Sink into stupor Jace with the trigger on this? Not like I have anything else to do. And then we'll F6. Counterspell. You got it. In with both. I accept. Psychic Frog, too good. Frantic Search. Really not what we're looking for. I will attack with Katara, and I will attack your life points. Not playing a Monstrous Rage or anything. I saw a Monstrous Rage in a list, and I was like, oh, that's sick. And then I was like, I don't really want to play that. Pitch that Stern Scolding. We are dead on board to Frog, aren't we? Guess I should try to deal with it now. Oh wait, Frantic Search just makes us discard our hand. Whoopsie. Could have held that Badlands. Think we're cooked, fam. Oh yeah, we're dead. Oh, they're just activating Taz. Can they cast Cryptic Command? It does still kill us. You can have a Mental Misstep back. I don't see that being particularly good. Ah, well, they had it anyway. GG's. We're 10. Frog can be 8 and 4. Yeah, we're dead. GG's. So that is Fire Lord Azule Grixis Tempo. I brewed this deck almost totally on vibes. I would definitely change, I think, a lot of things about it. I would probably just cut the sorcery speed creatures for flash threats, or make it a little more threat dense. When we had the counter spells and no pressure, it was just like, okay, what's our end game? And I think if you want to insist on playing Fire Lord Azule, the best way to build her, I think, is probably burn. You just whittle away your opponent's life total and then attack and just try to double up damage with your burn spells. I'm uncertain. I loved the 99 of this deck. I thought it was sweet. It's tough to have a 4-mana do nothing in the command zone. It just is. But we did see how Azula can be powerful in that last round against Tasigur. If they didn't have a counterspell in that final game, they were dead, because we got to copy our Tainted Pact and get 2 spells to deal 14 damage to face. That's big gaming. It just felt like there were a lot of, oh, things have to go perfect for Azula. You need Azula, you need a decent attack, you need a payoff card, and you need to be able to cast her and untap with her. It was just, I don't know, she felt a little clunky to me. I think if you want to play Grixis, you have better options in Kefka, or even Marchesa, Dealer of Death? The Marchesa from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, I think, is a cool card. Azula it's cool. It's a powerful card. It just requires a lot. And I think if you want a fun deck, I think she's awesome. If you want a deck that's going to win you a lot of games, maybe not. That said, our first match felt pretty easy against Atraxa that stumbled. Our second match felt pretty easy against Elminster that stumbled. The third match against Terra felt like probably a slightly less than a coin flip matchup, but that felt very much like whoever kind of goes faster probably wins. Match 4 against Phelia, that I gave just the very short recap of, was a horrible matchup. Honestly, awful. And then match 5 against Tasigur, I think that's a good matchup, but hurting for lands, they had the interaction at basically every turn of the game, and that's just going to happen. That's Magic. But this deck was fun to brew and to play. I would definitely do it differently. So maybe I'll do a rebrew on the channel at some point, but probably not in the immediate future. Anyhow, thank you so much for being here and dueling with me, and I'll see you on the next one.